Hello, and welcome to Sherry. Hi, Tom Rose, how are you?
Hi, Miss Sherry.
Great. So we have a very special, exciting little tidbit for you today, and that is Tom Rose has decided to do a live Sherapy session. So those of you who are so bashful and afraid of even to do a Sherapy session, take a word from the wise. Tom Rose is not afraid. He is the exemplification of lack of fear.
What?
What's wrong, Tom Rose? You seem anxious.
I'm fine.
Okay. So, Tom Rose, let's begin at the beginning. How old are you?
I'm 37. I'm 37.
Great. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a car mechanic.
Great. And are you in a relationship?
I am in a relationship. I've been married for 13 years.
Okay, great. And how is that going?
Well, that's what I'm here to talk about.
Okay. And do you have children?
No children.
Do you masturbate, Tom Rose?
Yes.
Okay, good. How frequently?
Frequently.
How frequently, Tom Rose?
In a day?
Yes.
Depends on the day.
Yesterday,
If I'm stimulated, I do it.
Yesterday, for instance, Tom Rose.
Yesterday, I need a minute. Four times.
Great. And what do you use to masturbate, Tom Rose?
Visual imagery.
From the internet or magazine?
From my head, visual imagery.
And is that your wife you're thinking about?
No. I mean that sometimes. Sometimes.
When you're not thinking about your wife, who are you thinking about, Tom Rose?
Well, that's what I want to talk about.
Okay, so great. Let's talk about it. When you're not thinking about your wife, Tom Rose, who are you thinking about?
Well, there's this new secretary at work, and I've been I've been imagining circumstances in my head and using that to ejaculate.
Okay, and have you actually had sexual intercourse with the secretary?
No, thank you. I have not.
Are you sure? Because you know your word is safe with me.
I have not.
Thank you. Okay, so basically you are here because you are feeling nervous about the fact that you are using another woman who is not your wife for masturbatory stimulation.
Exactly. I mean, the big fear that I have, the big fear that I have here is that I'm starting to develop feelings. That's my fear? Is the feelings? You
yes.
know, I've talked about this with some of my friends, and I've discussed this with. I've kind of tried to bring it up with my wife, but I think the main fear that I have is where's the line? What is the line? Is it a physical line? Like if I touch, is that considered wrong? Then is that morally? Is that what's the line?
I understand. So let me ask you this: are you still in love with your wife?
I am. I'm very much in love. The thing that breaks, the thing that thing that hurts me is imagining her leaving me, and I don't want her to leave. I want to be with. I mean, this is why I'm coming to you first without telling her about all of this, is because I am afraid. I have a fear. I don't want to let go of me.
I understand. I understand. You know what? I just want to say right quick that you're very brave to come here. Okay, you're very brave to let the viewers witness this. I want to say quickly that I'm very glad you came to me prior to speaking to your wife. That was a smart decision. Okay, so 3 things. What are 3 things you love about your wife? Number 1.
I love her teeth. I love the teeth, and I've told her since day one she has beautiful teeth.
Okay, number 2.
I love her sense of humor.
Number 3.
And I love her calmness. She's a very calm person. She doesn't let daily stress get to her.
Okay, so what do you love about the secretary?
Well, what I like about her is I like that she is something new. You know, she wasn't in the office before. Now she's there, and she's something new. It's new.
Number 1. Number 2.
Number 2 is how do I feel a little, you know, I feel bad for thinking this, but I like it. You know, the behind. I like it.
Her behind.
Yes, I like it.
Okay, great. Number 3.
Number 3 is I think she's a very smart young lady.
How do you know she's smart? How new is she?
she's pretty new. You know, she's only been there 2 months, 3 months.
And
maybe,
you know from that she's smart.
I can tell she's very smart. You know,
How do
she's
you
very,
tell?
Because in the conversation, you know, she's not just giving me, you know, one word answers. You know, she seems very interested, smart.
Great. Listen to this. Let's say, hyperpetually, you hang out with her after work one day.
Right.
Things go from A to B.
Right.
You have a drink. You have a little slice of pizza. You guys began making out in your car. You got a nice car. I saw that. One thing leads to the next. You've had intercourse. You go home. You get in bed with your wife. How are you going to feel the next morning, Tom Rose?
That is actually one of my fantasies. I mean, I have imagined that.
Tom Rose, listen, just because we're married, just because we're invested in someone for however many years, does not mean we do not have fantasies, okay? We are human beings.
Right.
You are allowed to have fantasies.
Right.
What I want to talk about today, what I want to get to the bottom of is, what is the reality of the situation? If the reality of the situation is you have intercourse with her in your car and then the next morning you feel horribly guilty, you've gotten your answer. What you do, you're at work, you say she's beautiful, I love her, but behind, she's smart, she's new, but that's where it's going to end. You are in control of where it begins and where it ends. Do not let the fantasy take over your body. You are in control, like a Kumchu ninja.
I understand that, Sherry. I understand that, Miss Sherry. But I think the real problem here is my fear. You know, I understand that if I would feel guilty, I know I would feel guilty. I know I would feel guilty. But my fear is, would I feel guilty because I've hurt her, or would I feel guilty because I love her? You know the difference. You know what I mean?
That is profound right there. Okay, so I have no idea because I do not know how committed to your wife you are. You seem to be a man, Tom Rose, with quite a lot of anxiety. So I would say let's work on that first. Where is this coming from?
I mean, I don't think myself as anxious. I think I'm a very happy person. I think I lead my life normally. I lead a very very normal life.
Right. But since you've come into my office, you have shaken.
Well, I think, you know, I don't usually, I'm very against the idea of talking about, you know, sometimes I feel like you just have to figure it. You know, I feel like it.
Well, I hope that this session has helped you. Unfortunately, we're out of time.
All right.
But I know you're going to come back next week.
Yes, Miss Sherry.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Tom Rose, thank you so much.
Miss
What
Sherry.
a pleasure. Real quick before you leave, what's one thing you've learned today?
I've sort of learned that having feelings and having fantasies is all right, and it's part of being a human, and it's about learning how to live with the fantasies and how to use the fantasies, because it can be very useful, and you shouldn't use it as stress causing. You should use it as making your life more vivid.
Thank you, Tom Rose. Thank you. As you can see, I'm a great therapist. Thank you.
Thank you.
Signing off.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.